And I think as well, because a lot of those kids probably don't have a father figure in their home. So, and that's one of the things that we try to do. You know, we also have a beta club, and we groom guys from maybe off my, I think it's from 8 to 18, and we teach them how to set a table, how to tie a tie, how to fill out an application. And I think right now we have, I think it's 8 active brothers right now. And so if you have a kid out there that's doing well in school, he has to be doing well in school. And he can definitely reach out to that same number, to Brother Simpson, because I don't have actually the other number. He can reach out to the number I gave for Brother Simpson, and we can definitely do the background on those kids, and we can bring them into that organization. And all what we do is try to, the beta club is young men that we try to groom become future Sigmas.
Okay, I have a question, because I have an issue with what you said.
Okay.
My issue, okay, on my show a couple of months ago, I had the Young Boys of Honor on my show. Okay. They were 4th and 5th graders, and they're from Eastward Elementary School. Okay. They blasted men, and they should have. Okay. They're 4th and 5th grade. They should. They really should. But the challenge they had of men was they were saying that they were tired of, on their way home from school, they were tired of seeing men smack women, abuse women, women on drugs. They were tired of all this. Okay. Now, one of the boys was kind of rough. And listening to his story, I could understand why you're rough. I can understand why your grades are failing. I can understand that. And they aren't failing due to he didn't have it together. His grades were failing because when he went home, he had a job. 5th grade. He had to babysit. He had to babysit 3 kids while his mother at work. Okay, so homework wasn't gonna get done. There was no studying gonna get there was no studying going on. So his grades are failing. Okay. Yet he needs you all. Okay. So where would he fit in? Because you said he had to have you said what I mean? Right. So yeah. But
however, let me just clarify. Right. I'm not saying that we still can't be a mentor to him. I'm just in to get into this organization. So we have to mentor him to get him straight, and then we put him into the club. All right. We would still reach out to him because, like I said, we do that already. So if this young man that you're talking about, give him our number and let him call us. Okay. And we will do whatever we can do within our power to try to get him where he needs to get to.
And my other thing is that apparently that the Eastward area, no one has it to walk. Because what I'm saying is that you have no men walking the street, just not walking because they live there, right, but walking to eye and to see what's going on. Because if they see this on the way home from school every day, then what happened to the men who were supposed to take care of the neighborhood? You know what I mean? Where are the men that could be in a group just walking the street that one day? Just walking in a group, just walking to see what's going on, because that can be stopped. But apparently no one's adopted that area to do.
And that's true. But you know, the one thing I have to challenge you and other people, we can only reach so far. Correct. So if we don't know, then we can't assist. Right.
I've been telling everybody.
Right. Right. And I have to, but I'm saying that once you bring it to our attention, then we know these things. Now you can hold us accountable.
So yeah, I would suggest, like I said, and it might, and I know it's probably more than the area where those kids need to see a presence, because they're watching a negative presence. And you have the young men. And I'll get to the girls later, because the girls, oh boy, they were really good. But
we have these stories as well.
But what thing they need to see is when they leave school or on their way home is to see some positive men just walking around. Hey, how you doing? How are you? Because they don't even see that, and they're determined not to be that way. But as we all know as adults, if you see it long enough and you're around it long enough, you start to, and you don't see the other part enough, then you're going to start.
Become a part of you.
There you go. Yeah. Because right now, the only person that they see positive is Mr. David Woodbury, who's the community schools director, and they're all in his after school program. So if you ask them what man they know, they're going to all say him. That's it. And they're not going to say anybody else, just him. Well, that's great, it's him. But but there should be more than just him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But the only thing they'll tell you is him. And I volunteer a lot. I work at one school and volunteer at another one. But if you go there, they're all over him. They're all over him like little babies. I want some attention. They're all over him. Yeah. And you're like, oh my goodness, and he's forcing the kids to go home. He says, 6 o'clock, I gotta go. Y'all gotta go home because I have to go home. Yeah. And they're still looking at him like, something. But I'm like, wow. And that's good. But then again, it's bad. Because, because
they're looking for the next day now, because once they leave him, they probably won't see anything that's functional until they come back to him the next day. Yeah. So they need help. So I'm glad that you all are there to do that. Okay. What school do you all have? See, why you want to put me on the spot? Yeah, it's one of those alternative schools. One of our lovely alternative schools? Yeah. Okay. He's like, man. Yeah, okay, I'll slide on. I'll slide back to the ladies. I get that answer for you, though. Okay. I'll slide. Okay, so now, our young women. Yes. I had a young girls group come on one time. And, the one thing they all talked about was, the woman on the cell phone who come to get her kids from school. Mm-hmm. And she's still on the cell phone while they walk into the car, and they try to tell her how their day was, but she still hooked to this thing called cell phone. They talked about that like I don't know what. Well, I'm going to kind of come back and tell you that we have our youth auxiliaries as well. We have them from 4 years old up to 18 as well. Okay. In 3 different auxiliaries, which is our Perlettes, our Meekettes, and our oh my goodness, are you serious? I don't memorize it before I came in. Perlettes and I am in charge of them. This is ridiculous. I'm not in charge, but I work with them. Oh my goodness, Perlettes, Meekettes, and it'll come to me, and I apologize. Oh my goodness, my chapter president's going to kill me. But we work with the 3 different youth groups, and the purpose is to be a positive, finer woman. So our 4 principles are service, scholarship, service, finer womanhood, or sisterhood, and finer womanhood. Womanhood. And it is to show women, our young youth, how women should behave, should act. And the same thing that our brothers do is work with them on, same thing, etiquette. But we also work with the mothers and the families of the youth. We allow them to come out to a lot of our events and get them involved. We have a actual women's auxiliary. So if you do not have a degree, you can actually be in our auxiliary and help the community through us, partner, and be a friend of Zeta as well. So I agree. The woman who is on the phone not paying their daughter attention, one of the things I tell you as a mother of 3 daughters is you need to pay them attention because somebody else will. The person that will, you do not want them to. That's very true. Very, very true. And they also talked about the woman whose hair was above her ear today and right on her tush tomorrow. I agree. And they talked about the women that wore those dresses, wore a shirt as a dress, and then got the nerve to be telling you what you need to do and what you need to say. They had an issue with. I mean, these girls were looking, and I didn't realize that when they go different places, they're actually paying more attention to how we look and how we dress as women than we think they are, because they were really going in depth with this whole thing. But the one thing that got on their nerves was that cell phone while I'm trying to talk to you. Absolutely. And I will go back to not just the way that we look, but the way we behave as women, the way we respond. A lot of times when we react, we're emotional creatures. So we react to things instead of stopping and learning how to respond. But we have to realize these women, these young girls are looking at us as an example. And that's what Zeta believes. And that's why we push that finer womanhood and carrying ourselves as finer women. I would say the other day I went to Walmart and the lady at the front door said, "You're not wearing your pearls today." It's just being that example in our community and saying that we are going to be that example to the youth that don't have that. And so I want to correct myself because I want to go backwards. Our 3 youth auxiliaries are the Perlettes, which are our 4 to 8 year olds. Meekettes are 9 to 13. And then our Arcanettes are our high schoolers, which are 14 to 18. And if you have a child that's interested in they meet once a month. We do a lot of social activities. We do the educational portion as well. And we do have opportunities for the families to come out as well. Contact Zoe Grant with the number I gave earlier, and she'll get you in contact with our youth director. Okay. And both groups, you already were talking about scholarships. What about trade schools?
As far as expand what you're asking.
Okay, you do scholarships to go to colleges, universities.
Oh, yeah.
What about trade schools?
We don't. As far as
So can they go to a trade school?
Yeah, Mu Delta Zeta doesn't eliminate where you go. We give you this scholarship, and you go to the school of your choice where you've been accepted.
All right.
Well, how we do it is this: when we give you the scholarship,
right?
Then when school starts, you enroll into that school. We're gonna send the money to the school. Okay. We don't give the students the money.
Right.
So whatever school that he's in, academically, or should I say,
trade-wise also.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we send that money to that scholarship. Right. I mean, we send that to that school. So it doesn't matter whether it's whether it's trade school or if he's enrolled into it when September comes. We send it to the school. Because,
I had a conversation with a lady. It was last week. We were talking about college and schools and trade schools. And she was wanting me to talk to her son, right? But we didn't have a conversation that she thought we were going to have. Because he said that he wants to go to a trade school and he wants to be a welder, right? And she was like, And I said, well, I looked at her. I said, let me tell you something. I said, my cousin's an underwater welder. She goes, yes. I say, and he makes $150,000 a year. Because he's an underwater welder. I say now his friends, a couple of friends who are just welders, they've been in the business about 10 years. I said, they make $90,000 a year. I said, they only go to trade school. So she looked at me, she goes, they don't go to college, they go to trade school. She says, so what am I doing? I said, so this is what you're doing to your son. I said, first of all, if he goes to college to do whatever you want, he's not going to be successful. And he won't finish. And he's going to be I said, if he does finish, he's going to be the worst whatever that you want him to be, because that's not it. I said, now I said, let's see. A teacher don't even make that much money. They got to go for 4 years. I said 4 years. I said, he goes to a 2-year trade, then an apprenticeship, and he's well on his way. I said, so he's doing what he wants to do. And you're talking about finances. I said, heck, he's making more than a plumber. And the plumber, you makes good money too.
I totally agree with you from two different reasons. One, I work at Central Texas College, and we have lots of those trade, and we believe, and that's what we're lacking in the United States.
Yes, trade jobs.
And second of all, with our youth, our ARCANETs, our high schoolers, that's what we do as Mu Delta Zeta. We work with these young women to let them find out what they're passionate about, because you're not going to be good at anything unless you're passionate about it. Yeah. You can go to a 4-year school. I have a child who went to a 4-year school and is not doing anything that her degree that she has because she wasn't passionate about it.
Right.
And that's what we try to do with our ARCANETs is find out a little bit more about them. What are you passionate about? And show them the different avenues that are out there, because they don't know. Right. And I'll be honest with you, our schools are so overpopulated, but we don't have enough counselors for every child to have that one-on-one. So you have to kind of look at our community and see what we have to offer. And that's the reason why us at Mu Delta Zeta, we love our youth, and we definitely want to help our young girls become finer women through either education or a trade skill. So I totally agree with you.
Okay. He's waiting. He's like, okay, I got all the information. I'm ready.
I love it.
And I owe you an alibi. So we do have 2 schools, which is Gateway and Tremere Elementary School.
You at my school?
Yes, we have your school.
I don't see y'all at my school.
Well, we always giving you guys merchandise.
I don't see y'all patrolling the hallway.
Well, we don't patrol the hallway, but if that's what we need to do.
Y'all do bikes for us?
I think we gave you our computers, and then we gave you guys.
You're the computer group. Okay.
I know. But we take care of you guys.
We don't see y'all walking
and
the
I think we gave you guys some bikes last year.
Last year y'all did bikes.
We gave y'all bikes.
But I don't see you at my hallway.
Well, it's we getting you educated because we giving you guys computers.
I work with special needs 3-year-olds. We need to see y'all in the hall then.
Okay.
We need to see kids because despite where our school is sitting, we're Title I school. And I know people don't think, if you know where our school sits at, you go like, we are Title I school. Because we're surrounded by houses that, that's ridiculously expensive, but we are. So y'all need to walk our hall a little bit.
So we can definitely do that. I mean, we trying to, I guess what we look at it every year. We want to do a little bit more than we did last year. So, and that's how we tackle it. But for long we want to have our brand on all the schools as we can.
Okay, well, good. So our principal, we'll say the high five thing would be great, because I can backdoor and talk to her. On Monday, since we're at work now.
So you have my number.
Yes.
So call Brother Simpson, because
yes,
Brother Newby would be out of town.
Okay.
and tell him that we talked on your show.
Yes.
And you want a couple of brothers to come over and high five.
Yes,
first day of school.
high five the 2 rows.
Yeah.
And
we'll do Tremere.
Yeah, and tell them it's real easy, not a lot of work. But I think the men get just as much out of it as the kids will. I think so. And like I said, I'm not going to ask women, because we always do stuff like that. I mean, you know,
not only that, but if you dealt to say that, I would say 7% of our sorority is educators.
Right.
And so they're all through KISD.
They'd be in school anyway.
They're walking the halls daily. I just want to put that out there for us. They are mainly educators, so they understand your pain. Yeah. They understand, they see what you see.
Well, actually, I love my 3-year-olds. Our 3-year-olds are, working with 3-year-old kids, first of all, our 3-year-olds aren't really special needs. I don't know who said that, but they're not. They're the little con artists. But anyway, working with them, we get to see special needs kids grow different than we get to see regular ed kids grow. Well, kids that are quote unquote regular ed, because I don't know what regular ed looks like, and I don't know what special ed looks like. Even though, I mean, you know what I mean is that I don't see a big, huge. We treat our kids the same as everybody else. You know, they might get a little adapt. We might adapt something a little more for them, but basically, when they're in trouble, they go to refocus like everybody else. They get in trouble like everybody else does. Despite having a disability, we have the same expectations of them. But I want to ask both of you other questions. Since I work special ed, can special ed boys and girls become a part?
Yeah, we have no,
absolutely.
You know, what they call discrimination.
Right. No,
we don't.
But you know, and I'm gonna let you do it. The other part of that is. Special needs parents, if it's not said, then they assume that their kids aren't invited.
Oh no!
I mean, seriously, you know what I mean?
Right. If they meet the criteria, then it's open.
Yeah.
And we actually have our youth informational coming up, so definitely get on our Facebook page or contact our president. But yes, we do not turn away any child, by no means. Race, creed, whether they're handicapped or not. We want to help all young women become finer women in whatever realm that they are.
Okay. So if y'all could, there's a website, a Facebook page. It's called Special Needs. It's Special Needs of Central Texas, but there's a Facebook page. I would like if you all would join it. And he's also Find Advocacy from the Heart, which is Stephanie Williams.
I'm good friends with Stephanie Williams.
Let her know, and then we'll all put the word out. Because if it's just said kids from 4 to 18, young men from this age to this age, they're gonna go, yeah, right, okay. That's not for kids that as we call physically and or mentally challenged. That's not for them. But if it's said, then they go, okay, I didn't know.
And it's a great outlet because, you know, I have a nephew who's autistic, and my brother-in-law is deployed, and there's 5 children in the home, and you can see the frustration and the stress as a mother, you know, trying to raise them. And please, we want to also be able to work with the mothers of children, not just our youth. Like I said, we have that women's auxiliary, so that they can come out and be part of what we do in the community. We want to help. And then also for Zetas, we want to make a difference as well. So if there's events, and I know Stephanie Williams lets us know all the time what's going on in the community, and we try our best to do everything we can. But that's why we have the National Panhellenic Council, which is all Divine Nine. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not going to advocate for all of us, but, you know, that's 9 sororities and fraternities here that we come together even. And we also do things collectively. So if we are able to do it, there's another sorority and fraternity that is working. So we try to cover the community for all the needs that we have.
Good. Okay. All right. I like that. Because, you know, our special kids are better than everybody else. we just put it out there. Our kids can do better than everybody else can. People just don't know it yet.
Well, you know, we actually set it up where actually these kids really have fun time, because, I mean, they go to college football games, they go to NFL games, you know. So these are the things that, and like I said, a lot of these kids, I'm not saying they're home broken, but it's not a father figure in their home. So, you know, being a part of these the kids organization, I mean, it can do wonders, and then it can help build some kids' self-esteem, you know. So well, I mean, we just here for the community, so, you know, whatever Phi Beta Zeta Phi Beta can do, we're here.
So I'm gonna ask a question. The Panhellenic Council, is there possible that a flyer can be done on what you all do for the youth, in KISD, Cove ISD, Temple ISD, all that, and sent to the schools and sent to our superintendent to be signed off as, and then he can have it sent to all the school campuses, and then we can get the word out. Is that possible?
I think it's a great idea, and I will tell you that my sorority sister is the president.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you her contact information. She'll probably kill me.
Yeah.
Love you, Delise.
But they probably already have that set up anyway, because we have a calendar that all the events are on of everything that we do, from walking to running, if you want to put it. So it's probably already there. It just needs to be sent.
Yeah, well, and then it will go down to all of us.
Right.
And then we can in turn let parents know, hey, listen, we can print it off and send it to parents and say, hey, listen, did you know this was around? Did you know this is around? Because sometimes as much as we put out information, as you know, we're going to still miss 100 people, and you're right. You're like, oh man, I thought I put it out well, but and then we depend on the worst people to help us, which is our friends.
Yeah,
you do. You give your friends a flyer and they're gonna keep it. So we give our friends flyers. Can you pass it out? They go, yeah. So, but if you all would do that, that would be a great help for the schools and for the parents and for the kids.
Definitely, I'll make sure to get that up to the National Analytic Council's president.
All right, well, I want to thank you all for coming on KISS Community Connections, 103.1 KISS FM. We had a good conversation, got some word out there. And, I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this because I can, and I'm over here, and Joe is in the middle of me. But do you know the only group, well, it's picking on the guys, actually. The only group that always comes on here to let me know what they do is the alphas. I'm serious.
Okay.
I mean, in actuality, I know everything. I can tell you everything that they do in the community because they're the only ones who always, hey, listen, and I don't know why.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because they're not doing much, so they have time.
No, he didn't say. Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't leave that out.
Well, hold on, Steve Johnson. Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah, he probably, and I probably didn't even know Steve, but hey, I just couldn't leave that out though. I had to get that shot in.
You had to just okay.
Well, now that Mu Delta Zeta knows that we are welcome to come on, you can believe that we will be sharing everything that we do in our community with you guys, and we would love the opportunity to come back.
Yeah. Sure you will.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Okay. All right, I want to thank everyone for listening to KISS Community Connections, 103.1 KISS FM. I want you to always remember, you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye now.